Avengers: Age of Ultron, the one where Tony Stark creates an artificial intelligence that decides that the human race is, not great. Hey guys, I am Torchwood and you should know that or you are lost. I have literally just come back from watching Avengers: Age of Ultron. What a great film. Seriously, let's start with that. Let's start with the one thing you want to hear. Is it good? Yes, it is. It's very, very, very good. Is it as good as the first one? No. No, it's not. But it's very closely in second place to the first one. As my list stands, it probably comes in about fourth for my favourite films in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but bear in mind I've only seen it once and the list changes with time. So it goes Guardians of the Galaxy, Avengers, Captain America, Winter Soldier, Age of Ultron. So that is not a bad place to be before Iron Man, is it? We'll firstly talk about the plot of the movie. It's brilliantly done, how we just kick off straight into the action. You've got Hawkeye shooting from his van, you've got Black Widow taking people out, and as the action unfolds, I was watching it in 3D and for a moment I was like, this is happening really fast and I can't really concentrate on what's happening with the characters. But I think that was more for the fact I haven't watched in 3D for quite a while. I was taken aback by Jurassic World trailer when that came on in 3D. I was like, oh my god, what's going off? So kind of a bit hard to concentrate, but I think when I watch it in 2D when the DVD release comes out, that will be much better. The film moved along. I'll come into characters in a minute, but I really want to talk about the plot of the movie. And one thing I've got to say is, boy, did the Avengers marketing team go, or the Marvel marketing team go, right, well, we've all seen Man of Steel, and let's save some people. So throughout the film, the Avengers are saving everyone. Like, literally, everyone. You do see a few people get gunned down. Spoiler alert. This is a spoiler review, guys. I will be breaking spoilers, so if you don't like spoilers, get the fuck out. And if you do like spoilers, stay. Hi. So yes, it is a great plot, with Ultron's final sort of plan to take off the twins' country and then drop it, just like that. Get really high and then go, ha, nope. He used a great analogy that when you rise you have to fall, and he says how poetic of that, and I'm just sort of like, yeah, you know what else is poetic? Not doing that. But James Spader, we'll get into the characters now. James Spader, oh my god. It was like the Avengers versus Raven Reddington. I was like, get Liz, she'll be your backup, quick, go get her. It was seriously amazing. He was amazing. He was like, he just sort of flowed off the pages of Ultron's comic books, and it was like, this is how I imagined Ultron to be. Sassy, but kind of like, I'm going to kill everyone. Because that's what you want from Ultron. You want someone who is just very, very sort of suave and sort of, you know, he knows how good he is, you know. But I think the funniest, I'm going to do a funniest moment for each character, and I'm going to do my funniest moment of all. My funniest moment with Ultron was when Hulk got in the Quinjet and you just heard him go, oh for God's sake, and then just got launched out of it. That was brilliant. Just because it just shows how, no matter how hard he keeps trying, he just cannot win. A lot of reviewers were saying that Ultron got sort of short shift in the film because he was sort of in the background a lot. I think that personally worked. The only sort of tiny little niggle I had with Ultron is how fast he went from being that sort of robot that lumbered into the party to being Ultron. I get how he did it, you know, Hydra base, you know, but because a lot of things were shown off screen, it just sort of happened like that, and I was like, okay, but I understood that, and I'm not going to hold that against the film for needing to cut down some time. Hopefully when the DVD is released, we'll get a few extra scenes. Captain America, Iron Man, I'll use these two together. They got a lot of story time, they got a lot of plot, but they didn't have much of a character arc. I'll come to the biggest character arc later. But they were sort of, and maybe Quicksilver as well, including this group. Quicksilver, you know, we sort of heard about how he was, you know, suffering and how he couldn't sort of let go of the fact that his parents were killed by Stark, who probably didn't mean to kill them, you know, it's just a missile, he didn't do it, but it was nice how he referenced to the fact that they stayed in the apartment for 2 days looking at this Stark missile with Stark on the side of it. and how their vengeance must have grown for him. And then it sort of just stops, and that was a bit like, shouldn't you to be like glaring at him or something? Or, but having said that, they had just witnessed Vision being born, and they had then got thrown straight into a fight. I would have thought there might have been like a little bit of glaring or something, just something to show they weren't over it. But you know, it just seems kind of apparent that Ultron? No, Joss Whedon wanted to move the plot along quite quickly, and he's obviously under a lot of pressure from, you know, sort of the Marvel heads to keep in sort of other films and everything, and I feel that's where they let down Thor. Poor Thor. He went off on his little adventure. By the way, I'm starting with the worst sort of character developments for the characters, and I'm moving to the best. This isn't as good as it gets. Poor Thor. He was very funny, especially with the Vision scene with the hammer. That was the first one brilliant, but the second one was even funnier, where he was like sort of in the swing, and you know, he wouldn't be able to feel it. It's very cool. But he just went off to a magical cave, right? I understand it didn't happen for very long, and Selvig was there, but really? You just find a magical cave? Selvig knows where a magical cave is. I mean, of course Selvig knows where a magical cave is, but he could have just done with one more scene of someone to just say, you know, all this movie needed was like 10 minutes of exposition. That is all we needed. Just sort of like tie in little loose ends that sort of took this movie away from 5 stars. As a magpie there, I'm going to have to salute it. Sorry, it's kind of bad luck. If I don't do that. So yeah, poor Thor, he didn't get much time to shine, and neither did Nick Fury, Maria Hill. Maria Hill, she was in it for quite a bit of the movie, the beginning and the end especially, and she got shit to do. She got one scene in the fight in the party scene when she just shot up and that was it. And then she got one scene at the end where she shot Ultron like 3 times, then Fury had to come stab him or something. But she didn't get much to do, and I feel like Kobe Smulders is being wasted in the Marvel movies. You know, when you had Coulson, who is still alive, by the way, if you go watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. If you don't watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., why not? Go watch it. You would have known this is all going to happen. You would have known Coulson had just gone, right, we've got to ring the Avengers and get them to that Baron von Strucker's place, because that's what happened. Coulson, I'm going off point. So, those sort of characters weren't given enough screen time, but in a movie bulking with characters like that, my only other niggle was the very end where Falcon showed up as an Avenger, and I'm a bit like, you're at the party scene, why don't you come and help at the, you know, the robot scene, when they're all, like, the helicarrier arrives and War Machine's, you know, shooting about 6 Ultron bots for about 10 minutes, and making it weird. And, you know, and then for Falcon to show up at the end, I understand why they did it, so they can move plot along, and so because we need new characters, but Falcon could be involved a bit more. Seriously, 10 more minutes exposition, that's all we needed. Coming on to the excellent character uses, we'll start with Black Widow. Black Widow, you saw a bit of her past, and that was dark. That was darker than I've seen Marvel go, except in Daredevil, where you can do anything in Daredevil. You know, you can rip someone's spleen out and be like, yeah, pretty much Marvel, Netflix, yeah, that's kind of the thing. But with her admitting that she was sterilised because of the Red Room, that was really, really powerful. And the sort of love between her and Bruce Banner, I'll get into relationships in a minute, but that was sort of really, really cute. And Mark Ruffalo did an amazing job as Bruce Banner, and an amazing job as the Hulk as well. My favourite scene with the Hulk is not when he's speeding things up, but when he was sat in the plane at the end, just flying off, just into the sunset. And it was like, I'm the calm Hulk, but I'm not Banner. I'm someone totally different from either of those two. So he was totally calm, he was just watching the sunset, and flying off, but it was still a Hulk, and that was just like, it sort of told me that maybe the Hulk's more than just this rage monster, maybe he is another person. And it really just sort of makes you think about it. Coming in to a new favourite character, Scarlet Witch. Oh my god, Elizabeth Osland nailed it. Elizabeth Osland nailed it. And she did an amazing part. Maybe she wasn't given enough screen time, but she worked with what she had, which is not much compared to Quicksilver, who didn't get a very good ending with his death, being shot down by Ultron. But he did get a nice quip in, like, but you didn't see that coming to Hawkeye. We'll get on to Hawkeye in a minute, don't worry, I'm not forgetting Hawkeye. No one could leave this movie forgetting Hawkeye. But Quicksilver was really, 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 really good character, like really good. Hawkeye. No. Hang on. Quicksilver was a good character, yeah, but he had a shit sort of time. He didn't get to do much, unlike Scarlet Witch, who was really, really, really good. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm sorry, I'm just buzzing from this movie still. It's just amazing. It's such a good movie. Hawkeye. Hawkeye, 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 Hawkeye. Where have you been, man? We need you in every Marvel movie from now on. Seriously, Avengers did not do him justice at all. I just feel like his character is so much more involved and evolved, especially. You know, he's evolved to be something different and something like, sort of like a witty, but he's very human as well. He also gets my funniest moment of all time ever, but I'm not going to ruin it yet. Yeah, so Hawkeye came out as a brilliant character. I have a new favourite character and a newcomer. My favourite newcomer as well. My favourite newcomer. Hang on, I forgot. Vision. Sorry, I actually left that bit in a bit late because that's when Vision showed up late. We need more Vision. Vision is amazing. Seriously, Paul Bettany plays him brilliant. I like how he's like, I'm not Ultron, but I'm not Jarvis. And I was like, can you be Jarvis? Jarvis was cool. And it was like, I'm the Vision. I was like, okay, I'm sold. Seriously, just the way he walked past Tony Stark when Tony Stark like he was going to kill everyone. Ultron's going to kill everyone. And I want the first dibs or something. And then Vision walked past him and goes, yep, that makes sense. He hates you the most. Just like, oh, that's kind of cool. And he's great I can't say that word. Existence. I can't say it. When him and Ultron are discussing their existence and how Ultron's afraid of dying and how the Vision's like, it's sort of how he's like so new, and the Ultron's like, but you are naive, and the Vision's like, well, I've only been born a day. Boom! Soul Gem. That was epic. I think I've got everyone. I think I've actually done the entire character roster. Selvig was there. Selvig was cool. Idris Elba showed up to strangle Thor for a few minutes, and Hayley Atwell was there for like 5 seconds. But yeah, it was good fun. My most favourite relationship that I was so worried wouldn't be in this film, because I was scared that, you know, because of Captain America, maybe they retconned it out, or, you know, was the Hawkeye-Black Widow relationship. I know, everyone was like in the first Avengers, oh, they're going to be lovers, and then, obviously now Hawkeye's got a wife and kids who Natasha knows about, no one else did, and they call an anti-Nat, and I was so happy to see, not any other reviewers have mentioned this, I don't think, but I am. I was so happy to see that Hawkeye and Black Widow are still best friends in this. You know, I was afraid that she'd have more character interactions with Captain America or, you know, or Bruce Banner, because obviously of the love plot, but no, they integrated her really well with Hawkeye, and she was like, he's my best friend, and when she got taken, he was as worried about her as she was in the first film when he got brainwashed, and you know, it was like, you gotta find that, and she contacted him in the cell, and it was seriously beautiful, and it was brilliant how they played off each other right at the very end where they're in the car and you went, this thing's about to go, and she goes, you better get your ass out of here then, and she's like trying to save him as she goes to find the Hulk, and that was beautiful, like she's giving him one last piece of advice before she goes in what could be her final moments as well. However, Black Widow came off a little bit like a damsel in distress, a tiny little bit. I realised I forgot to talk about Black Widow, that's why I'm doing it now. She did, and Black Widow was my favourite character. She's not anymore, but she was. Not after this film anyway, and that's nothing against her, it's just how the other characters have stepped up a little bit. I feel in point it was due to Scarlett Johansson's pregnancy that she couldn't, you know, sort of do, even though she wouldn't do all the action scenes anyway, she would have a stunt double for quite a lot of the heavy action scenes. Because she couldn't like do the poses and stuff because she was pregnant, I feel like they had to take her out a little bit of that. So Black Widow didn't get much screen time in the final 2/3 really. Except like the final battle at the end where she flitted in and out, but she didn't really do much fighting. That's what I mean. She was in the action, but she wasn't in the action. And that brings me to my most badass moment. My most badass moment, I am torn between two seriously amazing moments where I was like, okay, that's pretty damn cool. I'm just a little bit amazed right now. My first one, which I think is my winning one actually, I think this one actually wins, is where Scarlet Witch comes out the door as an Avenger. That was amazing, where she's just like, boom! And she like grabs that guy and then splits him and then throws him at the other guys, and then she's like just taking them all out. And my second favourite moment was also a Scarlet Witch moment. You can guess who my new favourite character is, can't you? When Quicksilver bit the dust, and she was so angry and she just fell to her knees, and then that rage just exploded out in her power. It just took out everyone. And then she went to Ultron and ripped out his heart. As you do. She was like, do you know how it feels? And then she just like opened his chest and pulled out his heart, and she was like, that's how it feels. And Ultron was like, oh shit. But seriously, an amazing, amazing film, and they were my best badass moments. I have two funniest moments as well, and both of them involve Hawkeye, surprisingly. I never went into a film before thinking, Jeremy Renner, favourite movie actor in the film? Yeah, no, never happened. Until now. Jeremy Renner totally bought it for me. He was the best actor in there. Seriously, just brilliant. Hawkeye standing around as everyone's getting like mind controlled and manipulated by Wanda, and Wanda's like, Scarlet Witch is like about to do it, and then he just sticks an arrow on her forehead and electrocutes, and he's like, yeah, brain control, not a fan. That was one of my favourite moments. The other one was where Wanda and Quicksilver takes Wanda to the main battle part again, and Hawkeye's just like left in the dust with him. He's like, just freaking what a little bastard. He's like just rambling on. He was just so like a little small scene, but it just showed how Hawkeye's just such a funny character. And also his cute moment with his kids and everything, that was beautiful. And all the Avengers just sort of like, well, except Nat, because Nat obviously knew because of their relationship that they kept. I love that. It's just, I'm so happy. I've literally seen this film. Out of 5 stars, now let me give you a rundown. Guardians of the Galaxy is 6 out of 5 stars because, wow. Avengers is 5 out of 5 stars. Captain America Winter Soldier is like 4.95 out of 5 stars. Age of Ultron is a solid 4 out of 5, maybe 4.2. A brilliant cast. I feel that Iron Man, Captain America and Thor got sort of like the short shrift, but they've got their own films to sort of keep that up with, and Civil War's coming up obviously. Black Widow, kind of like damsel in distress. Quicksilver, not. Black Widow still was good though, she was still good. Quicksilver's kind of a very much side plot for Wanda, for Maximoff, for Scarlet Witch, whatever you want to call it. I'll talk about that end scene in a minute. So yeah, Scarlet Witch was sort of like brilliant. She was just amazing. Like seriously, that is one of the big plot points. Scarlet Witch and Hawkeye came out as brilliant. Bruce Banner got a good go as well. He was really, really good. And yeah, unfortunately the side characters weren't used that well, but the new Avengers team looks awesome, and how overpowered are they now? I mean, you had Iron Man, you had Hawkeye, you had Thor. Iron Man and Thor, yeah, okay, but I don't think Thor might hold a candle to Vision, but he certainly wouldn't be able to take Scarlet Witch, because Scarlet Witch, maybe now he would, but when Scarlet Witch finally learns how to control her powers like properly, fully, you know, we've all seen the comics, unless they sort of like depower her, which they've done to Thor as well. In the comic book, she is one of, if not the most powerful character. No, maybe not, but she's very, very powerful. She's definitely one of the most powerful. So, yeah, I'm really happy to see Scarlet Witch and the Vision. War Machine, yeah, I'm quite happy to see him. He'll have a good story to tell to the girls at the club. And Falcon showed up, yeah, with like new red wings, which I kind of liked. I was like, yeah, okay. But we need to see this new Avengers team. Hopefully we will get to see them a little bit in the Civil War, and if not, we will definitely get to see them in Avengers Age of Ultron, no, Infinity War Part 1. This was my first ever review, guys. It comes in at a 4.2. I'm moving up to 4.2 out of 5. Thank you for watching very much. If you disagree, let me know. If you don't disagree, if you agree, let me know. If you haven't seen the film yet, don't watch this. What are you doing? If you stuck around to the end, I'm still on my week break. I'll be back on Monday for Game of Thrones. The Blacklist as well, with James Spader as Raymond Reigns. Check that out. And if you don't watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., why not? It's epic. I love you all, guys. I will see you in the next video.